Did you know that some of the most popular air-purifying plants in your local nursery are doing almost nothing for the air in your home? Imagine bringing home a beautiful plant, setting it on the windowsill, and feeling good about it, believing it's cleaning your air and helping you breathe easier at night, and then discovering that most of the plants sold as air purifiers were never proven to do much at all. Sounds a bit alarming, right? But here's the real kicker. A handful of plants do genuinely freshen your indoor air. And the difference comes down to a single published study most gardeners have never actually read. That study, a famous NASA experiment from the 1980s, proved plants can remove pollutants but in small, sealed chambers. In a big drafty living room, one plant won't out-scrub an air filter. So forget the miracle claims. Here's what the right plants do, and do beautifully. They freshen a room, add a little humidity, and calm the space. And today I'm revealing the 7 that genuinely earn their reputation. Starting with plant number 1, the one that keeps working while you sleep. First, the snake plant. If you've been here a while, you know I love this one, and for good reason. The snake plant is one of the few plants that keeps working while you sleep. Most plants take in carbon dioxide during the day, but the snake plant does it at night, which is why so many people keep one in the bedroom. It's forgiving, it handles low light, and it asks for almost nothing. The mistake most people make is loving it a little too much. Overwatering is the one thing that will kill it. It prefers to dry out completely between drinks. Water it sparingly every 2 to 3 weeks, and it will quietly do its job for years. Next, the peace lily, the elegant one with the white blooms. In the NASA study, the peace lily was one of the top performers for removing several common indoor pollutants. But I want to be straight with you, because the honest version matters. Its real gift is that it also adds a bit of moisture to dry air, which is why a peace lily in a bedroom can make a stuffy room feel gentler overnight. The mistake most people make is putting it in direct sun. The peace lily wants bright but indirect light. Direct sun will scorch those beautiful leaves, and it's a bit dramatic when it's thirsty. The leaves will droop, then perk right back up within hours of watering. That's not weakness. That's the plant telling you exactly what it needs. Now, before I go further, here's the part that surprises most people. The next 3 plants are cheap, common, and sitting in nearly every big box store. Yet they're among the most effective on this entire list. You may already own one and not realize what it's doing for you. The spider plant. Not flashy, but quietly excellent. It's one of the hardiest indoor plants on Earth, and it earned a place in that NASA research too. What I love most about the spider plant is how it multiplies. It sends out little baby plantlets, or spiders, that you can snip off and pot up to give away. The mistake most people make is ignoring the brown tips. Brown tips usually mean the water has too much fluoride or chlorine, or the air is too dry. Let your water sit out overnight before watering, and those tips will stop browning. Number 4 is the golden pothos. And this is the plant most people walk right past because it's everywhere and it's cheap. But don't let the price tag fool you. Pothos is a genuine workhorse. It's one of the fastest, easiest plants to grow. It tolerates almost any light, and it was among the most effective plants in the study at pulling certain chemicals from the air. For a plant that costs a few dollars, that's remarkable. The mistake most people make is letting it sit in soggy soil or keeping it in a dark corner forever. It survives low light, but it thrives in bright, indirect light. and it grows fast enough that you'll see the difference within weeks. If you're finding this useful, if one of these plants is already sitting in your home, pause for a second and hit that like button. It tells me you want more of these practical, no-hype plant guides, and it genuinely helps other gardeners find them. Number 5, the Boston Fern, for the people whose homes feel dry, especially in winter. Here's what makes the fern different. It's less about removing toxins and more about humidity. Ferns release moisture into the air as they grow, which is why they're often recommended for dry, heated rooms. If your skin and sinuses feel dry in the winter, a Boston fern is one of the most natural things you can add to the room. The mistake most people make is letting it dry out. Ferns are thirsty and they like a humid spot. A bathroom with a window is the fern's happy place. Mist it regularly, keep the soil moist but not soaked, and it will reward you with lush, feathery growth. Number 6 is one you may already know for a different reason: aloe vera. Most people keep aloe for the soothing gel inside its leaves. But aloe is also a capable, low-maintenance indoor plant that quietly contributes to a fresher-feeling room. It's a succulent, so it asks for very little: bright light, a pot that drains, and water only when the soil is bone dry. The mistake most people make is watering it on a schedule like a normal houseplant. Aloe rots from the bottom up when it sits in damp soil. Treat it more like a cactus than a fern, and it will outlast almost everything else in the room. We're at plant number 7. The one I promised you'd walk right past in the nursery. It's tall, it's elegant, and it's the single best choice if you want one plant that does a little of everything. Number 7 is the Areca Palm, sometimes called the bamboo palm. This is the one most people overlook because it looks like a decor plant. But the Areca Palm is a genuine standout. It releases more moisture than almost any other common houseplant, which makes it one of the best natural choices for a dry home. And it earns strong marks in that same NASA research. The mistake most people make is giving it too little light or forgetting it entirely. The Areca Palm wants bright, indirect light and steady, even moisture. Give it that, and it grows into a graceful, airy centerpiece that quietly makes the whole room feel softer. But knowing the 7 plants is only half of the wisdom. Here's the part that actually transforms a room. The real magic isn't in buying one plant, it's in combining them. A snake plant in the bedroom for the night, a peace lily for gentle moisture, a pothos trailing across a shelf, and an Areca palm anchoring the living room. 3 to 5 well-chosen plants placed where you actually spend your time will do more for how a room feels than a dozen random plants scattered anywhere. So here's your intentional system. Pick a mix: 1 low-light survivor, 1 humidity plant, 1 fast grower, and cluster them near where you sit and sleep. That's how you get the real benefit. And remember the honest truth we started with: no plant will replace a good air filter or an open window. But these 7, placed with intention, will make your home feel fresher, calmer, and more alive. And that's a promise no gadget can keep. Which of these 7 plants do you already have at home, and which one surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments below. I love hearing from you, and I genuinely read every single one. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss the next one. There's a related video on your screen right now that I think you'll really enjoy. As always, stay positive and keep blooming.